My name is Chris Seaman. I'm the president of the Emerald Coast Foundation, and the Emerald Coast Foundation has been in existence as the poker run for over 20 some years now. It started with two local business owners, John Reinhold and Alan Laird, came together and decided to do an event to raise a little money for the Boys and Girls Club. And legend has it, they did a poker run where they picked a couple of local favorite stops. Their boating buddies got together and kind of paraded around the Choctawhatchee Bay and stopped at a few places raising some money along the way. And I think, as I was told, the grand prize was a used boat motor. And they raised over $2,500 to give to the Boys and Girls Club. That has now grown over the last 20 years, has donated to over a dozen local children's charities, over $2 million. This year, we're hoping to kind of carry on that tradition. The poker run is right in the middle of August, the tail end of the tourist season along the Emerald Coast. And we reach out to a spectacular niche group of people, boating enthusiasts. And if you think about it, this area is rated one of the top boating destinations in the country. So what a great place to put on a charity event, raising money for local children, inviting all these boating enthusiasts to come here. And not just any boating enthusiast, although any boat can be in the poker run. We've had from kayaks to jet skis to canoes to your local personal boat to what we specialize in is the big power boats, the very colorful, bright, powerful boats that can cruise down the intercoastal waterway at speeds upwards of 150 miles an hour. The people on these boats are just as colorful and just as spectacular. They come from all over the country. A lot of people out of Texas, crazy group of people over there, and all the way down to the Keys and Tampa and Jacksonville. But we're starting to see more and more people from Kentucky and Tennessee and Virginia Beach, California, where they'll bring their boats into town. Some of them will bring two. And some of these boats are upwards of a couple $1 million. They'll be parked along the Emerald Coast for the entire week in the waterways and boat slips, in hotel parking lots for all the locals to enjoy and come check them out because they are a sight to be seen. The poker run stops at about anywhere from 8 to 10 stops along the Emerald Coast waterways, from as far east as Sandestin to as far west as Pensacola Beach. And it covers a lot of stops along the way where these boaters will stop and get a card and get denoted that they visited that location, stop and have lunch, or get out and enjoy the sights of that particular area, if it's in Navarre Beach at Juana's or Bamboo Willie's out of Pensacola Beach, up in the bays of North Light Marina, up at Boggy Bayou, and out at Crab Island. What a great spot to be as a boater anyway. And all these poker runners enjoy that day, and it culminates, they all come to the Emerald Coast Convention Center that evening. And that's where all of the poker runners, the tourists, and the sponsors come together for a spectacular party. They play hands of poker, a little bit of blackjack, and there's live entertainment, spectacular food throughout the evening. Aramark puts on a great show over at the convention center, and we have a big party. And at the end of the evening, there's 10 people that come to a final table and play down the last 10 hands, kind of like a survival game, and the last hand wins the brand new vehicle. And at the end of the evening, by the time all the checks are passed around and the cash is accumulated, we have what's our pool of money from the Emerald Coast Foundation. The board will then get with all of the local charities that we've historically worked with. Now, it started with just the Boys Club, but it has grown into about 8 charities that we make significant contributions to. The Eleanor Johnson Youth Center is probably one of our, and the Horizons are probably our 2 biggest recipients, and they do spectacular work in there. And some of the people that work in there, it motivates me, it motivates the board to keep doing this type of work to help them with the funding they need to provide the services they do in Okaloosa County. Now, a few years ago when I got involved, it was just the poker run. And of course, that wasn't enough for me, so we kind of came together as a board and said, let's come up with some other stuff so we can entertain the local community. That was the founding of Boat Week. And Boat Week gave us some more things to do to, again, bring the sponsors together with the local residents and the tourists that come in and the poker run participants so they can all kind of be involved and understand what the Emerald Coast Foundation does. Now, the Emerald Coast Foundation, historically, I've always said, is a giant party put on by adults to raise money for kids. And in our core, it still is. But the events are, they take a lot of volunteers. They take a lot of coordination, a lot of spectacular business owners that come together and just have one goal in mind of raising some money. Now, Boat Week starts off with the casino night over at Hellenbach. That was a little near and dear to my heart as the owner of Hellenbach. And that's a night for the locals to kind of come together and raise a little bit of money and play some blackjack for some great prizes. And that's about the time that the boaters start to roll into town. And on Thursday, not only do we have a great sponsor party, so everybody that's involved, whether you give $1 or if you give $50,000, we have a big party over at the Ramada, and great food and great drinks and a great view, and we hang out and listen to some music and enjoy just each other in the community of knowing what we're about to do to help the people of help the children of Okaloosa County. That evening culminates with a very popular event, the Miss Boat Week contest, that has grown into its own entity, so to speak, with some great sponsors. Over there, we hosted at the Swamp, and what a great venue to host that. All the sponsors come and enjoy that. The community is always invited. It's open to the public, and what a great what a spectacular event that is. Friday has historically been the captain's party. That's hosted at AJ's, and similar type of event, but that's all about the participants now and the captains. It's open to the public, but there's again a great spread of food, great drink specials that are always to be had, but what a great view right there on the Destin Harbor. And if you're a local or if you're a captain involved in this event, to sit out on that balcony and look at all the boats that are in the water, that are just tied. You don't even have to touch the water. You can go from boat to boat to boat without even actually touching the water, and they are just an incredible array of colors. The people on the boats matching their boats in their attire. It's spectacular. And to have the sponsors there, see what the enthusiasm starts to build. They understand what's about to happen, because on Saturday, that's when the poker run kicks off. At 10 in the morning, the boats go everywhere. It's not a traditional poker run like they have in the other parts of the country. Now, mind you, this is the largest poker run in the United States, historically speaking. And since it has grown over time, it has become the largest. And these boats go to all the stops in any direction, no particular order, just enjoying the waterways throughout the day. And again, they come to that party that evening, and that's where the party really takes hold. You know, a lot of people ask me, how do they get involved if they're not a boater, or they don't have a boat and they don't know what to do, they don't have time to volunteer? Well, it's simple. We started a few years ago the opportunity just to buy a ticket to the party. You can buy a ticket from any one of the board members, any one of the charity directors, and you can come to the party, so you too can enjoy the people that come in from out of town, the local sponsors that have been involved, and you get to enjoy the drinks on the Emerald Coast Foundation. You get to enjoy all the food. It's spectacularly catered food, and enjoy the live entertainment, the gaming. There's blackjacks to be played. There's other poker games to be played. Even if you're not a poker run participant, there are auction items you can bid on, and you get to watch the videos of these boats and their actions throughout the day, and it's very entertaining, very colorful. I couldn't think of a better way to spend a Saturday night than just to have a ticket in your hand and go to that event.